All right, guys, what we're looking at is when I have variables on both sides. Anytime I have variables on both sides, right, we always still have the walled off, okay? And you should notice that we have a variable on the left and a variable on the right side. So what you're going to do is what I do is I always move the smaller variable just because it usually doesn't make it with a negative. So what I do is I always move the smaller variable. And to get rid of this, so what we're trying to do is get rid of the variables. So we only want one variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this, okay? Anytime we move, right, when we move things from one side to the other, it's always adding or subtracting. I don't want to break apart the 3 and the x, so I'm not going to divide here. I'm just going to add or subtract. Well, it's simple. If you understand, hey, this is a positive 3, so to get rid of a positive 3x, we're going to do the opposite, which is negative. Or this is plus 3x. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So we're going to subtract 3x to this side. Now, whatever I do to one side, make sure we do it to the other, and make sure we do it to the like term. So this is where they're going to be right here, okay? These cross out, and I'm left with 4 equals. And then, so these are gone, so I bring the 4 straight down. I get 5x minus 3x. That is 2x, okay? Opposite sign tells you to subtract. Keep the bigger number sign. Keep the variable. And then we did not touch the 2. Okay, so that's what we're talking about with variables on both sides. Now, if I give you something a little bit different, say I give you like negative 4x plus 2 equals 7x minus 3. If we're here, same thing. I got variables on both sides. So there's a variable here and a variable there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move one of them. Usually I move the smaller ones. Remember, it doesn't matter. You can always pick and choose whichever one. But usually I move the smaller one. So what I would do here is get rid of this negative 4x. To get rid of this negative 4x, I would add 4x to both sides. Okay, so we're just doing the opposite. All right, make sure we're putting it underneath. We're going to add 4x to both sides. These will now cancel out because they're opposites. So 4x minus 4x is 0, and then I get 2. So I'm going to bring the 2 down, and then I'm going to get 7x plus 4x. So same sign tells me to add, so I get 11x, and then we bring the minus 3 straight down. Okay, and so that's what we're talking about with combining like terms. Now, if they give you a funky one like this, 2x plus 3 equals negative 6x plus 2, I will always still move the smaller one. I will do my best to move the smaller one. So if you actually look at this, understand that this you owe 2 x's, this one you owe 6. So the smaller one is actually owing 6 because you owe more, so you have less money. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this. So I'm going to move this so it's a negative 6x. So I'm just going to move it. I'm going to move it to the other side by adding 6x, by doing the opposite. So this is a minus 6x. The opposite of minusing is adding. I'm going to do the same thing over to this side. We're going to put this one here directly underneath. Now we go straight down. So now I have a negative 2x plus 6x. Opposite signs tells me to subtract. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So I'm going to get 4x here. We're going to bring the plus 3 down because I didn't touch it. The negative 6x plus 6x, those are opposites, so they cancel out. And I'm going to bring the 2 down. Okay, and that's what we're doing with variables on both sides.